All right, shalom, shalom. First things first, I'm going to give our honor and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Achak, Wadash. We say, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Bahashem, Achak, Wadash. And we give double honors to our apostles and our elders, which are apostle elders, a great millstone, which feed us with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding through the spirit and power of Yahbashim Yahushai. 2023, which is the hopeful year that Yahbashim Yahushai fulfills all the prophecies. So we're dire times. We're at the door of war. We're at the door of the Mark Wahlberg. All these things are coming upon us. This video is just a response to a video that Vocab posted. A brother posted this in the chat, which was pretty funny because a brother said he was prophesying, which he is. These arts and these things that's been given, because guess what? Before this truth, nobody was going deep into the scriptures the way that they're going in now. And they're doing it for what? Contentions. It says some preach Yahushua for contention and strife. All right. They're not pushing Yahushua to try to glorify him. They're trying to push their doctrine to try to prove their point, as in we're not the Israelites and what we're saying is not correct. It's not biblical, which, you know, hey, that's why the Lord said that they shall hate you. They don't hate us. They hate the Most High, man. They're not hating us. They hate the Most High. That's why the things that they did unto us, because we are the Lord's anointed. OK, it says, I've called my son out of Egypt. All right. So just like they did to us in slavery, which is, you know, under the curses. All right. They're doing it now by trying to defame us and try to call us that, you know, we don't know what we're talking about. What does it say here? The One West End Time Art. It says insane. We're crazy, because that's why it says they didn't look for this. They didn't look for Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans to be the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, which goes to the 12 tribes of Israel, which are you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which are spread out through the four corners of the planet Earth, all right, by way of these curses and the displacements. So there he calls it insane, and he says the artwork with UFOs. And he can't say that we're crazy, because the government itself, Babylon's government, has said that they are UFO incidents. They've hid it for a long time, called people crazy, but then you got this guy that's saying we're insane. So if UFOs have been told that they exist and they've been going back and forth with the government, that don't seem like they're on their side. If they were on their side and everything was good to go, why would they push that? Because they can't control the narrative that comes with that. They can only try to falsify it or put their own spin on it to try to make it work in their favor. All right. That's the crazy part. That we're not crazy, because then you have to call your own government crazy, which, you know, that's a whole nother topic in itself. But you'd have to say that this is, they got them out, UAPs.
Look, it's some art.
And UAPs, you got many military men that have come out and said that these UFOs mess with nuclear codes and missile silos. So something's going on with these chariots are not dealing with this government on a first basis. They're not the friends. That's why it says this is the curse. Behold, the curse that goeth forth over the whole earth. It shall enter into the house of the thief. And how do we know this is the house of the thief? Because how was this landmass gotten? By the way of manifest destiny. All right. It was stolen from the Native Americans. So this is stolen property land. So it makes sense that the eyes of the Lord are upon the sinful kingdom. All right. So I'm going to play this clip. It's a short. I don't really know how much I can play of it. This is fair use. I'll put the fair use in the description box because this is just pretty much an educational video. This man is talking about, brothers' artwork and putting their artwork out there without their permission. All right. So it's the same thing with us, responding back. All right. So let's go ahead and play this real quick.
By One West Hebrew. Let's look at some art by One West.
And this guy right here, and I remember the time he said he was going to write that book, and he had to take a hiatus during the time of COVID. And we seen a video, me and the brother in the camp. He was at Comic-Con dressed as a villain from the Fantastic Four. So his spirit gravitates to the villain side. He didn't dress up as one of the heroes or the Marvel characters or the actual good guys. He dressed up as a villain. So his spirit gravitates to the villain in the story. And he's a villain because he's the one that's going against this. This is the truth. Who we are is the truth. He's fighting tooth and nail to try to put us back into what? Christianity. Because if we're not the Israelites, then what are you going to give us? That's why it says if you break a man down, you have to build him up. That's in the scriptures. You have to edify and exhort So what are we then? Just good old Christians, and what happened to us? It just happened. We went through slavery. It was just a happening. We should just suck it up and move on. That's what he's pretty much trying to tell us, because there's no answer after we so-called go under his belief. There's nothing for us there. There's just us going back into the world and getting killed by police and oppressed. And he's not has no solutions for it. He just knows that our solution is wrong, and we need to just not believe in that. That's the madness. That's to show you that this man is it has to be an Edomite, man, because he doesn't even have the compassion to know that we have went through something. We have been through hardships. Okay, so let's play this.
Hebrew Israelites. This represents their eschatology, when they believe the chariots, which they say are actually the UFOs, come back manned by black angels.
And we had that video where they said that a mile-long UFO landed and shook a military base. It shook. This is documented proofs, and they're UFOs that have been documented by the government itself. So how are we crazy? We've been saying it. We've been called crazy. Now we're not crazy because the Lord has fought for us and brought this to light. That's why it says anything that is done in darkness, I'll come to light.
And help the Israelites destroy all of their racial and ethnic enemies.
Which we do have. That's saying we're loved by the world. Then why do you have Mike Brown's, the different killings that are I forget the people's name. We can go on and on. The list goes on. By police we pay taxes to. There's videos with police planting drugs on Jake and trying to get them locked up. You have the prison industrial complex that locks Jake up. So there's an oppression going on. We are oppressed. So who else is going to save us? Because it ain't the government, because we've been under this power structure for so long, and there's nothing come out of it but these atrocities, but these hardships, but the pain that we went through. Okay?
If they will be able to fly, have
what? We will be able to fly. He that waiteth on me shall renew their strength, mount up with wings as eagles. Okay? That's in the scriptures, because what is it? They believe the Bible as they don't believe the power in it. They don't see that it says, what does it say? I believe the power of the man. That's what it is, the power, because what made Yahushua shine as the Son of the Most High? The power that he had. It says, if I do everything that I do, and my Father given me to do. So how was Yahushua solidified as the Son of Man? He was raising men from the dead. He was splitting loaves and fish. That's manipulating elements. That's manipulating elements. When the first miracle was him turning water into wine, that's on a molecular level that he changed the makeup of water into wine, and good wine at that. It wasn't just base wine or some watered down wine. He made it good wine. He changed one thing from another. So Yahushua had power. He had power that was given to him by the Heavenly Father. So what do you think the elect? Because the elect have joint heirs with Yahushua, what the world ignorantly calls Jesus. I don't even like framing it out of my mouth, but for the sake of the video. So what do you think? He said, and what did Yahushua say? What I do, you shall do, and greater, man. Okay?
Superpowers, have laser beams come out of their eyes that are essentially heat vision that will.
And he in his mind, he's a fan. He's a Marvel character fan. He doesn't realize that they derived those movies from the Bible and from the Israelites. That's why the X-Men symbol is the Tha, if I'm not mistaken. All right. So where'd they get the symbol from? They got it from the scriptures, man. The Paleo Hebrew, the Hebrew that he says that we made up.
And destroy opponents. They believe that this is spoken of in places like Obadiah, the book of Revelation, and they believe that there will be a wholesale destruction of the United States, because while this invasion is happening, nuclear missiles will also be coming from abroad. And then
that's right. What is not the U.S. in locking horns with Russia, Mother Russia? What did Russia produce? Nuclear weapons. They have the top ranked weapons on the planet Earth. That's not a coincidence. We didn't give Russia the weapons. We've been in slavery, and we just woke up out of our slavery and our displacement. So we didn't make them have. That's a prophecy, because The Lord is giving us what is come. That's prophecy, is to say before. So you were prophesying because you're saying what's going to happen, even if you believe it or not. It says, shall their unbelief make the words of the Most High with no effect? No. Don't matter if Vocab believes it. Don't matter. None of these people believe it. But guess what is going to happen? Just like the flood. Nobody believed Noah. Everybody thought Noah was crazy building a boat. What are you talking about, Noah? Until the rain happened. Then everybody knew that Noah, that's why they knew that Noah was a prophet. You should know that a prophet has been among you. So we seeing it, man. It's going to come to pass.
Be transferred to Israel, and they'll rule there. That's what.
So let's go. Some of this art. Let's go right here. Let's jump right into the blue letter. All we're going to do is pull up these precepts, and then we'll go ahead and close on out. This is the book of, let's go here. Let's go right here. Let's go to 2nd Ezra. This is the book of 2nd Ezra. Nine and verse 6. Let's start to set the tone with this, because we're gonna see that Yahweh Shai is gonna give power, and that power is coming to his elect, man. Because that's the equalizer of these times. Because the main opponents in this world that you see today is the Israelites. Okay. 2nd Ezra 9 and verse 6. It says, even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in wonder and powerful works. So that's what the Lord, that's how the signs of the Lord goes with, is those powerful works, just like Elijah, just like Samson, okay, just like the men that were able to do certain things. King David said, a bow of steel is broken in my hand. How was King David doing that? How was King David jumping over a wall? How was he doing those things? King David said, he teacheth my hands to war, to fight. So the Lord is the ultimate sensei, master. Exodus 15 said, the Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name. So the Lord knows war. He invented war. He invented fighting. He invented martial arts. None of those things. Everything comes out of one source. There is no two powers. There's only one power, man. Okay. But we're the gods that's under it. That's why Yahweh Shah said, know ye not that ye are gods. Why was he saying that? He wasn't saying that to the world. He wasn't saying that to the Moabites. He wasn't saying that to the Ammonites. He was saying that to the Israelites. He said, know ye that in your law that you were gods, man, but you shall die like men. So what is that saying? If we're gods, what do gods do? Gods don't just sit around and chill. Gods have power to show that they're gods, man. Yahweh Shah was a god among men. When he was down on the planet Earth as Yahweh Shah in that body, he was a god among men. He did things that normal men could not do. So how that shows you, because that signed and sealed him as being the Son of the Most High, as the anointed, the Lamb that taketh away our sins, man. It says, even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in word, in wonder, and in powerful works, and endings in effect and signs. So that's what you're gonna know. Those are my chosen, because the signs that are gonna come by the way of that spiritual power is gonna solidify this truth in the world, man. When people start getting healed, if the apostles receive that great power and heal men on live and do certain things, the cloven tongues that fell upon in the time of Pentecost. So what do you think those happened? That was power. That's spiritual power. They're able to speak languages that you're not native to, and speak it fluently enough. So that's a part of the power. Elijah calling bears. I got all these scriptures. Lord willing, I'll be able to hit them. But that's the main point here. All right, is that the Lord's power, the beginning of wonders is powerful works. And that's giving that works to his chosen, to show that, guess what? He's dealing with them, man. This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon 6 and verse 3. Let's see what this says. This is Wisdom of Solomon. I got to pull it up. They want me to spell it. Hold on. This is Wisdom of Solomon 3. Let's go here. This is Wisdom of Solomon 6 and verse 3. It says, for power is given you of the Lord. So who's going to give us this power? Who's going to give the elect the power? If we be a part of that number, the Lord is going to give them power. Just like he said, he told David, said, he teaches my hands to war. It was a power that was given to him that he showed in the time when war was happening. Okay, it says power is given you of the Lord and sovereignty from the highest, who shall try your works and search out your counsels. So the same thing, the Lord don't need vocab. This right here shows that none of these people can understand the ways of the Lord. The Lord is taking the underdog and bringing us out of the muck and the grime to bring us up to a great exalted place. And that spiritual power is going to exalt this thing even more. That's why it says, in the day of thy power, thy people shall be willing. So when Jake sees this thing, because guess what? Why do you think Esau's been grooming the people through the movies that they show, through the different series that they have, that people can do superhuman things, man? On the left-hand side is what Esau's pushing, because he thinks he can GMO the power. He thinks he can manipulate the power to show that he has it. Like the elder Yashawamba says, he says that it's a pseudo blessing. It's not the real McCoy. It's bootleg. All right, just like China makes bootleg Jordans, Esau's making a bootleg blessing, man. It's not the same thing. It says, this is Wisdom of Solomon 15 and verse 3. It says, for to know thee is perfect righteousness. Yea, to know thy power is the root of immortality. To show that the Lord can do anything, man. To show and believe on Yahweh Shem Yahushua the way that we believe on him that's the root of immortality. What is the root? That's something that nourishes you. That's something that gives food to trees and passes different nutrients to the tree, from the chlorophyll, from the leaves down to the roots. And then it pulls also from the water. So roots pull water. Same thing as us. We're also like living trees, man. Trees are living. We're just mobile trees, if you want to say that. Okay. So let's keep going here. Now, this is the book of Sirach. This is Sirach 3 and verse 20. This is Sirach 3 and verse 20. And it says, let's go to the parallel. Let's do KJ. Okay. It's Ecclesiasticus 3 and verse 20. It says, for the power of the Lord is great, and he is honored of the lowly. Who's the lonely in the earth right now? You Jakes. You Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You Jakes is the ones that's lonely in the earth. Okay. You're the ones that need that help. You're the ones that need that saving. Esau don't need saving. He's the one doing the hurting. He's the one getting ready to implement this new system, and he's going to implement it in with great chaos, man. It is going to be a lot of people that fall to the wayside in the striving for the so-called NWO. Okay. And the precept here is, this is John 18 and verse 6. Let's do KJ. This is John 18 and verse 6, and it says, as soon then as he said unto them, I am he, they went backward and fell to the ground. What is this describing? What did Yahushua do? What did he do? He pushed them back with power, man. That's why the apostles and elders have broke this down to us, man. If you see why did they fall down onto the ground? They had swords and everything else, because Yahushua used that power on them, man, to let them know. Just like you pop shot somebody, but then Yahushua knew, guess what? He got to go. He got to get arrested. So Yahushua is ready, man, but he knew that everything must be done decently and in order. So he didn't just push them, and he showed that he could use that power when he needed it, man. I just wanted to bring that out real quick. And then let's jump right here. Now we can go into the other precepts. Now, this is the book of John 14 and verse 12. This is John 14 and verse 12. And it reads, verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, the works that I do, shall ye do also. So we're going to be able to do things that Yahushua did, man. And we're going to be able to do more of the works. Because look what he says. That it says, the works that I do, he do also. And greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father. So Yahushua is at the right hand of the Heavenly Father, preparing a place for us. But he said that we, the elect, those that are of the elect, you know, if we be a part of that glorious number, are going to receive that power that's going to allow them to do what? Heavenly and godlike things, man. It's coming. That's what it's set up for. And I had even had a Jake come up to me and talk to me at work. He was like, man, we're going to get power, man. And I was just laughing and then that new movie, Craven, is coming out. Yeah, let's do that real quick. And that's the spirit, man. The movie Craven that's coming out soon is a man that has the ability to what? Deal with animals, man. He's able to contact, let's see what it says. It's Craven power. Let's see. It says, does Craven have power? Let's go down here. It says Craven's trailer showed Sony's Sergey gain animalistic abilities during a lion attack while hunting with his father. Blood from the lions mixed with Sergey's blood, giving him incredible physical ability as well as unique connections to animals that he uses to become Craven the hunter. This incredible transformation gives movie Craven enhanced strength, speed, and agility well beyond peak human ability. See? So that's showing you that's not a coincidence that it's coming out and it's got a lion on it. And what does the lion represent? Judah. Represents all of Israel, but mainly the tribe of Judah, man. Okay? That's why it says Judah is a lion's whelp. Okay? Thy son have gone up from the prey. So Judah is that lion, and this is not a coincidence that this movie's coming out, man. I just wanted to bring that quick fact out. Lord willing, I can touch base on it another time, but this is coming out because there's more and more vibration of power coming. Power, just like the movie Power with Jamie Foxx. They had animalistic powers, man. And even in the movie, he said, called himself Rhino. All right, Rhino goes into that character in Spider-Man also. All right, so let's jump right here. This is Revelations 11 and verse 5. Check this out. Revelations 11 and verse 5, and it says, and if any man will hurt them, fire proceedeth out of their mouth and devoureth their enemies. And if any man will hurt them, he must in this manner be killed. So he's saying laser beams, and let's say that. But let's see what's going to come out of there. What comes out of a man's body that can burn up people. That's what it's saying. It says, if any man will hurt them, fire proceedeth out of their mouth and devour their enemies. If any man will hurt them, he must in this manner be killed. So that's the prophets, man. That's going in the prophets being able to put judgment. It says, I shall send for many fishers, then I will send for many hunters. And that's Craven. Craven is Craven the hunter, man. So that's spiritual in itself. That movie's named Craven the Hunter. And the Lord said, I shall send for many hunters. So this is the time we come into. We have the stories of Samuel Toko. All right. Samuel Otoko, which was in the Congo, if I'm not mistaken. Then he showed spiritual power. So these things are happening on a low level, but they're going to intensify once you're going to have more and more people showing these abilities and things, man. So we're not just saying it out of the side of our necks just because we just want to be cool like that. No, that's exactly what's getting ready to happen, man. And then he said about the UFOs. This is a quick cut. This is the book of Zechariah 5 and verse 1. Because these are the ships and things that are coming back to deliver the elect. This is Zechariah 5 and verse 1. Then I turned and lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. And what was flying in those times? There was no flying machines. There was no planes. There wasn't a so-called drone. There wasn't drones back then. So what was he talking about? A flying roll. It had to be a so-called UFO. So these things were showing themselves back then, and they're going to be showing themselves in this time again. We're just waiting for that time for the Lord to actually let this thing out and to show that his power is going to be with his elect, man. And then it's going to transform to Israel in the kingdom of heaven. All right. So I'm going to leave it there. That's all I wanted to touch base on this lesson, just to go through and just show that, hey, you know what I'm saying, this is the time we got to look forward to. There's great blessings coming. Of course, our daily problems do happen. You know, we go through our ups and downs, but the main thing we got to lean on is, guess what? We need help. There's no way we can beat Esau, man. With his guns alone, he can take us out. Not his missiles, his planes, his tanks, his artilleries, his all of these other things that he can use against us, man. So the main thing, we got to pray and hope on salvation and pray to Yahweh Shem Yahushua delivers us, and Lord willing to raise up that standard against us, man. All right. So with that, I want to say, call Haloim Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai Bahashem Rachak. Say Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Bashem Kwadash. Until the next time, I say now more than ever, keep faith and keep fighting. Shalom.